Welcome to part 2 of this 4-part mystery series. We're diving deeper into the discovery of an intriguing envelope addressed to Miss Ruth S. Moxey, a late 19th and early 20th century investigator from Woodbury, Connecticut. Her work centered on eugenics, a now discredited ideology that sought to shape society through selective reproduction. If you're new to this series, check out the intro video tag below to catch up. In short, Martin wrote a report on intermarriage of blood relatives in 3 old New England communities. Martin references 3 mysterious towns, Town X, Town Y, and Town Z, but never reveals their actual names. All we know is that they're located somewhere in New England. In this video, I aim to figure out where Town X is located. This is what Martin wrote about it in 1921. The town of X is one early colonized from England. Some 8 or 10 families were the original settlers. They were of the typical sturdy pioneer sort, with the love of home, a pride in family, and during the Revolution, a marked tendency to be British sympathizers. X is a coast town, so situated that both fishing and wooden shipbuilding are practicable. These pioneers were compelled to be their own tradesmen, their own agriculturists, etc., in true pioneer fashion. Today, one finds the fine old names in all trades and occupations in the town. It matters not whether you be a barber or the editor of the town paper, the boarding house keeper, or acknowledged hostess with weekly at-home day. If you bear one of the original settlers' surnames, you belong. Today, as before the Revolution, the bulk of the surnames of the town are confined to the 8 or 10 original when the grant was settled. This shows what records and townspeople affirm to be true, that intermarriage has been marked. There are today many inhabitants with incomes, many intelligent and delightful people. The town can show many graduates of well-known universities, colleges, and metropolitan conservatories of music. But in this town so proud of ancestry, so certain that blood and only blood counts, there lurks a certain dread, a fear which you can call out at will in the faces of its townsmen if you talk with them of their genealogy. Possibly a conversation with an old sea captain will give as vivid a picture of this as any lengthy set of statistics. He is a man noted in his town for quiet, pleasant ways, even normal in his life and reasonable success, the old sea captain says. So you wish to hear all about my family from the first of the name who settled here, and you wish to know what traits of ours have come down through the generations. I might just as well be frank at the first. I suppose the principal thing this house over your head has seen, and it has been the roof tree of 6 generations of my ancestors, is self-unaliving. Nor is this house the only one hereabout of which it would be equally true. Had you heard this is called self-unaliving town? Is that what brought you here? Well, for towns about it, it is how we are known. My grandmother hung herself in the attic here. Her father, her sister, one of my own uncles, 2 aunts on the other side of the house, and one of my brothers all left this world because they willed to. You could find it set down over there in the town records. Yes, it is self-unaliving town. What did it? How came it? Pride. Miserable pride. That's what. And I've been brought up to it, and I feel it, and most of the time I just take it for granted. But I've thought and thought, years and years ago it was just the same. I've heard my great-grandfather say it, and other old people and folk in the family on down, that no families along the coast were anywhere near of so fine blood as we. They believed it, and they lived it only to their own and out undoing. Remember, blood tells, and from children we were made to know that no one was good enough to marry who wasn't a B or an L, or, as he proceeded with the list of surnames before referred to. I've heard that years ago when young folks ever did marry outside, it was made so miserable for them that they left the town in time. First of all, it was to keep property here. They had something when they came here, our sires. There is old table silver and such here in town yet to show they were real fine folk. Then after they'd done so a few generations, it was the thing to do. We here did marry in with one town just south, but some of our folk had brothers or cousins there, and so they'd do. But again, that was marrying our relation, and no good came of it. I'm related to nearly everybody in this place for 10 or 15 miles in every direction. Of course, we don't call all of them relatives now in this day. But it is true that the same blood from various families is in all of our veins, and look at us. Lots of us up there on your hill. Lots more of us in the graveyard, and we don't talk of how we came there, but the town records tell the story. Lots more of us. Not me especially, but men and women living here today, who think perhaps it is the only way to do. Stop living when you're better than everybody else on earth. He continued to insist that the propinquity, tradition, and inertia in the present time's decadence and, in some cases, actual degeneracy all tended to continue the pernicious custom of intermarriage, of selection of mates among neighbors and families, and so among blood relatives. It is doubtless true that X, with its intelligence and thrift, is showing more and more a tendency in this day of breaking from tradition to out-marriage. It will mean in some instances eugenic salvation. In others, where the mental taint has become very marked, it will but serve to carry into other strains as Yankee blood, the cacogenic factor resulting most often in X in insanity and self-unaliving. Martin quotes the old sea captain as saying, "Lots of us up there on your hill," and specifically notes in parentheses, referring to the state hospital for the insane. In part 1, we learned from the American Breeders magazine that Martin worked at Danvers State Hospital in Hawthorne, Massachusetts, where she studied the inheritance of insanity within families. Therefore, based on his response, I'm almost certain Town X is in Massachusetts, but could it actually be Hawthorne where the hospital is located? I searched for potential matches based on the description, which suggests a coastal settlement with deep colonial roots, strong family ties, and a history of intermarriage. 3 Massachusetts towns fit. First, Newburyport, which was described as a shipbuilding hub with long-standing family names, located 20 miles from Hawthorne. Second, Gloucester, described as a historic fishing town also known for its deep family lineages, located 19 miles away from Hawthorne. Finally, Salem, known for its colonial heritage and tightly knit communities. It turns out that Hawthorne was actually a part of Salem. While the exact location of Town X remains uncertain, Hawthorne, which today is a neighborhood within present-day Danvers, Massachusetts, appears to be the strongest possibility.